Good evening. Welcome to our video titled Sukuk. There are many similarities we have between Islamic banking and Western banking, but there are many dissimilarities between Islamic banking and Western banking. Now, when I stress the word dissimilarities, I mean, they have their own school of thought, which means the Islamic banking have their own school of thought, while the Western banking have their own school of thought. Now, history is a witness. I repeat, history is a witness that Western banking failed on numerous occasions. From 1930, a Great Depression or a Great Crash, till, as we speak, March 2022, Western banking failed on numerous occasions. I don't think in this video I need to explain the name of the banks who are fined heavily since 2006. And every passing day, either any US bank or any European bank name comes into the picture. Now, a similarity between Western banking and Islamic banking is known as fundraising. Although this is not the only similarity, I have to be clear. By fundraising, I mean the company or a government, let it be honest, a company and a government can raise the fund. Now, when I say about government, I will not use the word government anymore in this video. I would use a word called sovereign, because this is a very technical word called sovereign. Government is little bit irrelevant when we speak about the banking. So Western banking is allowing sovereign funding. Similar is the Islamic banking. Now, by sovereign funding, I mean a government is raising the money in the form of debt. Now, when I say about debt, I mean short term, mid term, and long term. But the biggest problem, or I would say interpretation issue, is that Western banking is having a slighter edge. I would say a slighter edge when it comes to funding as compared to Islamic banking. And that slighter edge is known as benchmark curves. Now, what is benchmark curve? A benchmark curve is a curve as against you can benchmark your positions. Now, when I say you can benchmark your positions, I mean you can benchmark before raising the funding, or you can have benchmark after raising the funding, or probably those who not raised the funds. So in any market, there are three forms of players. Number one, those who are cash-rich companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, and all these companies. Basically, cash-rich companies. Second form, those who are extremely debt-ridden companies. Now, by debt-ridden companies, I means the companies, those who are in a huge debt, like Evergrande of China, and the list is long in United States and even in the Middle East. Let it be honest. Third, those who are okay, which means they have a form of cash and they are having debt also. Both Western banking and Islamic banking permitting them to raise the money. In the parlance of Islamic banking, this is known as Sukuk, which is known as SUKUK. Now, let me first give you a tactful definition of Sukuk. And this definition is by the Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institution, which is one of the leading, I would say, a think tank. Think tank means the basically the highest, I would say, the intelligent body of Islamic banking. So according to the Accounting and the Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institution, AAOIFI, Sukuk means a certificate of equal value representing undivided shares in the ownership of tangible assets and services, in the ownership of the asset of a particular project or spatial investment activity. Sukuk means a certificate of equal value representing undivided shares in the ownership of tangible assets, usufruct, and services, or the asset of a particular project or a spatial investment activity. Now, I have an interpretation issue here when it comes to Sukuk. Of course, don't think that this is the only video about Islamic banking. Like our YouTube channel is full of Western banking, you will soon see a leading videos in Islamic banking. Now, first I would like to highlight a word called Yuzu Fict. Yuzu Fict is a very technical word. And if you are thinking I'm talking from my sense, then check this out, guys. I did a complete research on the Yuzu Fict. Now, Yuzu Fict means it is a legal right to use someone else's property temporarily and keeping profit made from it. I repeat, it's a legal right to use someone else's property temporarily and keeping any profit made from it. Yuzu Fict is divided into two parts. One is known as usus and one is known as fructus. Usus means right to use someone directly without damaging or alternating. Fruits refer to the rights to enjoy the fruits of the property being used. Now, Yuzu Fict is of two types. Number one is a perfect Yuzu Fict and number two is imperfect Yuzu Fict. Now, when I speak about perfect Yuzu Fict, the definition is the Yuzu fructuary, which means basically the user, the party, can use the property and profit from it, but cannot change a substantial way. But an imperfect Yuzu Fict means the Yuzu fructuary, which means the party, does have a right to alter the property. You got my point? But there is a big question that comes in the mind. And that is, how can we link Yuzu Fict, which is the most important word, with a very important thing in the Sukuk financing, which is known as Special Purpose Vehicle. Special Purpose Vehicle is a term which is tactfully derived from the Western banking. Rather, as we speak, Special Purpose Vehicle is having many brothers and sisters. Now, number one is the Special Purpose Vehicle himself. Number two is Special Purpose Entity. Number three is Special Purpose Company. So if you are thinking the Special Purpose Vehicle is the only thing, then hold on. You have Special Purpose Entity and you have Special Purpose Company. All three are different. Just like you have Dubai government, you have Saudi government, and you have, I would say Bahrain government. All three are different. Three different nations, three different entities, the way they work, operate, and exist, different. Can it be same? Is the Dubai is as same as Saudi? No. Is the Saudi as same as Bahrain? No. They might have few similarities. But the way they operate and exist is completely different. So before I continue, let me first have a very important point of Sukuk, which I mentioned, which means a Sukuk often requires creation of special purpose vehicle and transfer of asset underlying the Sukuk, which means the funding, by the entity seeking to raise finance, which is also known as originator, to such SPV. Now, I would like to have a difference of opinion here, and that is the Sukuk can have special purpose entity or a special purpose company as well. Now, what point I would like to highlight here? Of course, I would have more videos. This is known as structuring. Now, what is structuring? Now, structuring means once you structure something. Now, what is that? Guys, there is a similarity when it comes to the Islamic banking and Western banking, and that similarity is the structuring piece. Now, I don't mean to say that structuring is as similar we have in Western banking compared to the Islamic banking. No. Western banking having advanced structuring levels. Reason being investment banking. The investment banking in the Western piece is highly advanced. While in Islamic banking, it is relevant, it is somehow at a nascent stage and growing slowly and eventually. Of course, we would be highlighting more soon. But having said that, when we structure a Sukuk, we need to first structure the special purpose vehicle. And that special purpose vehicle, I mean to say, is it can be special purpose entity or special purpose company, with or without credit enhancement. I repeat, with or without credit enhancement. Now, that word of credit enhancement would come very soon in our next videos. And here it comes our biggest question, which is Yuzu Fict, which as we speak is divided into two parts. Number one is the perfect, number two is the imperfect, according to the theoretical knowledge. But practically speaking, we have hybrid Yuzu Fict also. And I will highlight this in the later series. So the Sukuk issuers needs to understand very well the importance of special purpose vehicle and the structuring piece in the special purpose vehicle. They need to understand that very well. This is Rahul Magan from Treasury Consulting Group, and this is the beginning of Treasury Consulting Group in the Islamic finance. God willing, we would soon have number of videos when it comes to Islamic finance. Like our YouTube channel, we would continue to upload video on Islamic finance and would highlight the interpretation issues, would highlight the catches, the misses, and the betterment in the Islamic finance. You have my number, which is +91 9899 242 978, +91 9899 242 978. Alternatively, our back office number is +91 9818 485 155, +91 9818 485 155. Have a great time ahead, guys, and very soon we'll see you a very interesting video, which is dual tranche sukuk. Have a great time. Talk soon.